The Mortal Kombat 1 story after credit possibly left us with one of the most destructive villains in Mortal Kombat's history. Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we will be doing another Mortal Kombat theory. I put a poll on my channel and you guys wanted to see more Mortal Kombat theories, so I thought we'd talk about DLC possibilities featuring Havik from the after credit of the Mortal Kombat 1 story. Before I get into the theory, I want to give a massive shout out to all of you guys for helping support the channel, as we have just passed 13,000 subscribers. It was literally just last week that we hit 10k, and this has been an insane week for the channel, so thank you everyone who has helped support the channel. Now let's get into this theory. Mortal Kombat 11's story DLC really set the bar for more fighting games to put in more effort when they're making DLC. They added extra chapters and extra story to help set up the next game. Now the after credit for Havik could be leading into a new game, but it could also be leading into an aftermath DLC for Mortal Kombat 1, as I think that this would be a good theme to keep for Mortal Kombat. I would love to see an extra story DLC down the line. So the after credit that we saw featured Havik and some of his crew right after all of the annihilation that happened at the end of the story, saying how it sucks that they missed out on all of the fun, and Havik says that next time there is a moment like this, it will be a lot slower but a lot more chaotic, and this is fitting into Havik's character. But there's a couple of different routes that Mortal Kombat could take. One is a little bit more fun, so I'll start with that one, and then the other one makes a little bit more sense. So with all of this multiversal stuff that happened in this game, this could possibly be Havik from another timeline, specifically the Mortal Kombat X timeline. And what really makes this cool is because Mortal Kombat X explored Havik in one of the best ways possible, and they didn't get to feature it in the game nearly at all. And that was through the Mortal Kombat X comic, so let's talk about it. Let me tell you guys, this version of Havik was a beast in the comic book. If you have not read the comic book, make sure to check it out because it is a very good story. This is a Havik that was banished to the Chaos Realm and wanted to perfect blood magic so much that he wanted to become a god. And he helped do this because he corrupted Reiko moments before ending his own life and corrupting other characters such as Forest Fox, who is an underrated character in the book, who we only got to meet a little bit, who is a student like Takeda in the Shirai Ryu and takes over his mind and body to attack Takeda and Hanzo, ensuing as much chaos in this realm as he can. This is also a character who, like Quan Chi, saw the potential in Sub-Zero and wanted Sub-Zero on his team as well. And this also led to Quan Chi resurrecting Sub-Zero. So if people were confused on how Sub-Zero went from being a cyber to a revenant, that is what happened. Quan Chi remade his body multiple times, testing out different types of magic on him and recreating Sub-Zero from just a bunch of organs and stuff. This version of Havik was looking for these daggers that were giving him more blood magic abilities, and to help him on his quest, he wanted to recruit Scorpion. He met with Hanzo Hisashi, and this eventually led to an insane fight between Havik and Hanzo, where Havik wanted to bring the vengeful Scorpion spirit out of Hanzo Hisashi, and Hanzo actually fought off the spirit and actually lost the fight to Havik. And this was a really insane moment, as this left a massive impact on Takeda and fueled his hatred for Havik. It was insane in the book, guys, I'm telling you. Now, the comic eventually ends with Havik, his head gets banished to Quan Chi and Quan Chi crushes it. However, the writers did confirm that his skull, of course, did come back, and Havik is roaming around somewhere unknown. And this leads us to where we could get Havik, this crazy version of Havik, in the Aftermath DLC for Mortal Kombat 1. So with all of that backstory, and again, if you want to read the full comic, go check it out because the art is fantastic, the story's really well made. But I want the Mortal Kombat X comic Havik to be the Havik that we see in the after credit for the Aftermath DLC if they do a story DLC. I think that the story could be something as simple as him seeing this new universe that Liu Kang created, and he wants to create some chaos in Liu Kang's quote-unquote perfect little universe. You know what I mean? He wants to really show the chaos in this new universe. He doesn't think the gods are fair, and maybe he should be looking for those daggers again, and we actually get to play through getting to try and stop Havik from getting each one of these daggers. Unlike, you know, just reading it in the comic book, we can actually see this character in a video game setting. It was really awesome to see this version of Havik in the comic, and it really sucked that we didn't get to see that in Mortal Kombat X or Mortal Kombat 11. So having him return in Mortal Kombat 1 would be super cool, because this version of Havik is destructive. He is devastating. He's devious. You got the triple D, you know what I mean? But I think that this version of Havik would make a lot more sense than the Havik that we saw in the Mortal Kombat 1 story. I think that that's just kind of like baby Havik, you know what I mean? And this is the Havik that people know and love, just the monstrous, super destructive, chaotic, super chaotic. I mean, that's his whole thing. Chaotic Havik. That's what we want. And I think this story could be really, really cool if they also tied it in with the Takeda DLC. I mean, we already know Takeda is going to be a DLC character, and it'd be cool if they gave him a little bit more of a reason to be a DLC character, because we barely got to see Takeda in the Mortal Kombat 1 cutscenes anyway. I mean, and plus he like died in it, so it's like, what's the point? Unless they do an Aftermath DLC with the MKX Havik, and then we get to see a rematch between Takeda and Havik. I think that that would be really cool, and Takeda gets to confront Havik again and really, you know, just put an end to him for once. I think that that would give Takeda's DLC a little bit more meaning, as well as introduce an awesome version of Havik into the video games as well. Additionally, something that I did notice in the background was Quan Chi with a Sub-Zero mask. This could possibly be the Quan Chi that resurrected Sub-Zero, and maybe he saw Sub-Zero's power, and instead of turning him into a minion, he just wanted the power for himself. Now that's kind of reaching in my opinion, but I thought I'd note it in the video anyway. This DLC could also end with this Havik finally resurrecting or creating or unleashing, however they want to explain it in this new timeline, our big bad for Mortal Kombat 2, which would be Onaga. And maybe Onaga gets created or resurrected, or however they want to explain it, and he sees his companion Havik and kills him, and that is how we get the end of this Havik, which would be really cool, as well as a tease to our next big bad, which would be Onaga. I think that that'd be really cool to tie in Takeda, to tie in this Mortal Kombat X comic version of Havik, tie in Onaga as a tease for the next game. Maybe they could add some other characters as well. Maybe Fox could return, and we could get a full character of Fox instead of just, you know, this generic brother-in to Takeda. I think that there's some cool stuff that they could do with that character if they really wanted to. But with that being said, I think that this is the version that I would personally go with. This version of Havik should be the one to come to the Aftermath DLC and want to ensue some chaos on this realm. So our second option would be the Havik that we see in Mortal Kombat 1, which I think would be cool as well. I just don't think that that version of Havik is quite ready for villain status, especially if they're going to act like he's the big bad of Mortal Kombat 2. I mean, Mortal Kombat doesn't really live up to a lot of their hypes. I mean, Mortal Kombat 9 with Shinnok kind of got defeated in Mortal Kombat X right at the beginning. Mortal Kombat X teased Dark Raiden. Dark Raiden kind of went away at the beginning of Mortal Kombat 11. So, I mean, the teases that Mortal Kombat gives us for villains don't usually pay off. So I think that it'd be, you know, while we have the hype going, let's do a DLC for Havik, because he deserves, you know, some villain status. I just don't want them to write him off in the next Mortal Kombat story. But I think if they were going to do the Mortal Kombat 1 Havik, I think it's clear that he wants to create chaos in the new realm. That's very, very clear from what he says, and he wants to take his time with it. I think that it would make sense if he maybe just didn't see that this timeline was fair. He saw all of these other timelines that were created, and that Liu Kang chose a timeline to where he was treated like crap and stuff like that. Plus, he was on a little bit of a power struggle when it came to when he was talking to Quan Chi. Quan Chi and him did not really agree on stuff right in when Havik was introduced into the story. He was questioning Quan Chi's ability to take over the realm, and rightfully so, because Quan Chi did not take over the realm. So maybe Havik just thinks, you know, I could do this better, obviously, and that's why he shows up at the end. And then, you know, with the other group members, that's the thing that kind of confuses me on why this would be, you know, the Mortal Kombat 1 version of Havik. Why would Mortal Kombat 1 Havik be talking to all these multiversal, you know, characters? It just doesn't make sense to me. So that's why I think it would be a little bit better if it was Mortal Kombat X Havik. But I want to know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Which Havik do you guys prefer for a DLC if they were going to do a story DLC? How would you guys like to see this story, you know, play out in a Aftermath DLC? I want to hear your guys' theories down below as well. Like I said, you guys reached 13,000 subscribers on this channel, and that is a massive number, and I would like to thank each and every one of you guys. If I could meet each and every one of you in person and thank you, I would, honestly. It's been a crazy week, so if you guys are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. The Mortal Kombat hype train is not going to die. We got this. Spider-Man 2 is also going to be on the channel. I'll be talking about that and plenty of other videos for you guys, especially with this new 10K status that the channel has. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a like if you did. I hope you guys have a good week. Have fun, be respectful, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.